A still low-res image over a completely silent background. We are off to a great start, aren't we? Although if anything, that has me a little bit excited for what's to come. This should be good. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Stunt Horror Collection. Or should I say, Horror Collection, because the bundle is literally just the word horror in all caps. Now let me explain a little bit about why I'm here. So every once in a while, instead of the big requests, instead of the new releases, I like to have a look for just little indie games on sale on Steam. Little bits of indie horror that maybe deserve some attention, and it's fun to dive in there and not know what you're gonna get. So this time I was lazy and I just typed the word horror into the search bar to see what would come up, and the very first thing I was greeted with was the Horror Collection by Stunt. Stunt being the name of the developer, and the publisher apparently, with the U being the only thing lowercase, so they really liked their uppercase, made a real exception for that U. And what this is a collection of 7 horror games, all $1 each, but with the bundle it's heavily discounted, so for these 7 games I paid $3.85. That is absolutely nuts. So I was like, okay, this has got to be some kind of garbage, right? Like some shovelware. I clicked on the developer's page, and even though it lists them as both the developer and the publisher, I found that their channel has 50 games on it. 50 releases. All of them released within the last 3 years. So I was like, okay, this is a mega content farm. The purpose of these games being sold at $1, keep in mind, $1 off sale. This was not on sale. That's just the games with the bundle discount. That's it. So the purpose of this is to shovel out as much as possible, knowing that people will be scrolling through and go, oh, $1, sure, I'll get that. And that's basically enough to generate free passive income. So what I'm thinking is that either they're not actually the developer, they list themselves as the developer, but they're really just a publisher from a bunch of places, or it really is just 100% content farm. In reality, it's probably both. I mean, this image back here looks like it may be AI generated. Either they just didn't bother to make it a higher res image, or maybe they did this so that the imperfections would be more hidden. But it's got that like sort of smooth look to it. Now, I looked at a few of their games, and none of them do the thing that's required by Steam, where they're supposed to disclose if there's any use of AI. But I really think there's going to be. Anyway, starting us off for tonight is Gate of Souls. And we're probably going to be blowing through these. I don't expect them to be all that long. However, I still wanted to come in here and record these because I figured one of 2 things is going to happen. Either it'll be shovelware garbage that's so hilariously bad that we can have a laugh at its expense, which is something I don't really do a lot of on this channel. Or maybe something in here will surprise us. I mean, there's 7 games. I have my doubts that they're all actually by the same developer. So maybe somebody working on these actually had some good ideas, and this was just their only medium to put it out in. Maybe I'm completely wrong about this, and it'll prove that. But no matter what, it should at least be entertaining, right? If we just put ourselves in the right mindset. So here we are. In this grungy hospital, the lights flickering. Proof that with the engines that are freely available now, even shovelware indie horror games all still look pretty good. Wait. Oh, I was trying to figure out if that was flashing or if I was blinking, but it's kinda neither. The lights are going out, but the light isn't going out. Okay, we've got a flashlight. I had to click like 5 times. Oh. You know what? This is the same engine and I guess like default UI as the as those games like The Graveyard Shift and Amenti. But those at least have some effort put in. Well, I'm trying not to prejudge this too much. Instructions added to inventory. Okay, we can press tab and see our diary. Wait, how do I... Okay, scroll wheel. Greetings, new night guard. Your shift starts at 8:04 p.m. and ends at 4:04 a.m. That's oddly specific. When you arrive in the building and relieve another guard of his duties, you may stay in the guard room as long as you want. But once, at any time during your shift, you must use the elevator and go up to the top floor. That's it. If another guard is not in the security room when you arrive, be sure to write that in your work notebook, and we'll notify his family. What about the rules you have to follow? It's very likely that when you press the top floor button, the elevator will pass him, and you'll see he's stopped on the 3rd floor. If this happens, don't try to press any buttons. They won't work anyway. Get out of the elevator and walk forward down the hallway. Be warned, the flashlight may work intermittently, but you better take it with you. Okay, I'm not seeing the need for the word "but" there. So, it's a work simulator. And I actually sort of like the premise, although reading from a note on the same table where we get our equipment kind of feels like a Garry's Mod map. We also have a health bar down there. I guess we can be scared stiff. Alright, let's find this guard room. So what is this supposed to be? Anyway, oh wow, this performance, man. Just for the record, i7 13700K, RTX 4090, and I'm running this at 1440p. Wow, that runs badly. Me from the future here to let you know that if this is giving you a headache, thankfully this is the only one of the bunch that ran this badly. Okay, what if we lower the flashlight? It's all on the flashlight. This thing is not optimized for dynamic lighting, that's for sure. Pill bottles, so it doesn't look like we need to pick up any additional batteries. I would not be at all surprised if some of the music in these games triggers copyright as well. Yeah, it looks like an abandoned hospital. Oh, there are more batteries, and a key, and I guess painkillers, and some more notes. Yellowed with age, even though apparently this is my instructions for this night on the job. Wait, they're all called instructions? Previous security guards have sometimes retorted to us that they hear or see office workers working at their desks in their offices. You will probably see them too. They're usually typing something, and their monitors are always off. I know it sounds strange, but by no means try to talk to them. Ignore them at all costs. It is currently unknown whether the employees are real or the guards are hallucinating. But if you happen to see them, you better ignore them. It will be safer for you that way. Once you reach the end of the corridor, turn right. You may encounter a man standing in the middle, blocking your way. He will not harm you as long as you maintain eye contact with him. You have to walk past him. He will be watching you with his eyes. As opposed to what? You may also hear loud and rumbling noises or voices right next to you, but don't pay attention to them. As soon as you reach the end of the corridor, immediately turn the corner without looking back, and then you'll be safe. When you reach the exit that heads to the chariot? Go down. Sorry, you're cut off by the UI. Now my first thought is that this is actually a pretty creepy premise. Like, it could be delivered better, but having all these rules in a vacant office building, all the paranormal events that can happen, that's pretty neat, honestly. It even makes sense that they would just tell us all this right off the bat, but I don't know. It's still really janky and stilted. Back on the first floor in the security room, you can spend the rest of your shift as you see fit. Just don't leave the building until your shift is over. Thank you in advance for performing your duty, Superintendent. Okay. Let's try and avoid using our flashlight. Wow, there is a real fog problem in here, and it looks like the wind is absolutely howling. Or it would be if there were any sound effects beside my footsteps and the music. Okay. Oh wow, this is awful performance. There is no reason for this. So where's that security room? Says we need to take the elevator up at least once. But where's my booth? Was that it back there? there's someone out there. But wait, I'm confused. Is this a hotel or a hospital? Because you're wearing scrubs. There's like medical equipment everywhere. This door will not open, but maybe with that key we had? Oh, that's the key to the stairwell, but now you will open. How is this performing this badly? That's actually incredible. Look at this. They really, for the description of painkillers, they just, like, copy-pasted what painkillers are from Wikipedia or something. Wait, what about the rest? Diary. No any note yet. And the battery just... It lists the brand, but it explains what a battery is. Okay, so we're looking for the stairwell to the 3rd floor. Yep, you're gone again. The fact that you seem to be there and sometimes not independent of any scripting is actually kind of cool. Okay, let's get up there. It actually, the performance drops don't necessarily seem to be tied to the flashlight. More facing a certain direction. Where am I going? Have I done whatever was gonna happen? What was that? Did I slide through some concrete or something? Oh boy. There he is. Nope. Sorry. 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 Have I missed my stop? Now what? Have I missed my stop? Oh my god, did they not, like, code a contingency for if you don't get off the elevator right away? Like, these buttons don't actually work. That's hilarious. Elevator on downstair. The 2 floors, upstair and downstair. So I guess the stairwell to the 3rd floor is just accessible from here? By the way, I looked up some reviews, and like half the negative reviews were saying, yeah, I'm stuck on the elevator. Is it just stuck right away now? Oh my god. Really? Okay, I came in and started hammering on it. This time it worked. Going up. Yeah, well, something in the elevator shaft passes right through. Now I'm out. A tall man was standing in the corridor and he was looking at me. I knew I had to maintain eye contact with him, so I had to walk slowly past him. Okay. Let's walk slowly past him. First seconds on the job. And a stolen hunter sound effect from Left 4 Dead. Oh, and as we pass you by, we can see the office workers. He's not actually turning to face me, though. I thought I had to maintain eye contact. He's not keeping up his end. Was I supposed to go around that corner, or this corner down here? I don't remember. Oh my, there's a smear of blood on the wall. That's not good. Alright, look this way. Now we should be okay, right? The soundtrack is unchanging no matter what. There's an office in there, but I can't see any way to open it. Yeah, so I have figured out what this is. They didn't care. They did not care whatsoever. I guarantee that most, if not all of these assets are bought or more likely stolen from somewhere. And it's all just cobbled together. There is no thought, probably no knowledge of how to optimize. You're still just kind of chilling over there. I really wonder if anything would even happen if I didn't maintain eye contact. See, the thing is, if there was any build-up whatsoever, some of this stuff might be pretty creepy on its own. If they hadn't gone so over the top with the abandoned look, if this was just things that could happen on the night shift at a vacant building, that'd be kind of neat. The rules and rituals that need to be followed? I have no idea. None of these things say... Oh, there we go. Okay, we need to not interact with the office workers. That didn't consume the key, did it? No. I can't... It's actually astounding that it's running this badly. I don't even know how that's possible. Oh, hey, you're here now. You're here now. Kind of looks like the lock is on this side, on the outside for some reason. Well, at least I don't feel any obligation to actually finish these games. That's a good thing, right? There's a reflection on the floor, a red light flashing. I have no idea where that's coming from. He's gone again. Wait. What was that? I just ran into something... There's something floating in the air here that's blocking my movement. What is that? This was not tested. It seems like it only works if you do it while the doors are closing. That's the only way I've gotten it to work consistently. At this point, I am not super likely to finish this because we've got 6 more games to go through, and with this as the start, I can't imagine it's going to get much better. But I decided to look into, like, okay, is there any way past this? Some people apparently have figured out from other games in this bundle how to use the keys, but, oh my god. I found this one post on the forums, and I would like to read it to you. Hang on, let me find my glasses. People are funny. Attack a dev game and then get pissed because he react? All games are somewhere plagiat, and there are only few free assets. Game look better than most games that I see. All games have bugs, and a dev can see so much. Pass ass others play you see the bugs, and people play different. The dev can maybe never see the just from where you start the game. Plus you play parts. You test look if it's good and go on. Show respect, if make games was easy. By the way, even a big game as Cyberpunk is not bug-free, and there with so many people, but attack a single dev for saying, how older I get, how more I understand why games never finish. We evil and extreme. Want from others what we not then do yourself. Help him make game bug-free, instead of attack him and then cry because he say something back for attack his game. It's less than €1, 79 cents. Think he wish he was able to ask 10 times more, and still complaining. People, be nice. If you ever want a bug-free game, if I was him/her, we live in a time that people find their inner self, so even if a male, I will always say M/B because I not know who he/she see in the mirror, and what if similar to a story? It's a honor if people want to make a game from this, is means they love it so much, that there want be in the world, so there make a character in a game. Be sweet, not mean. There are enough people who are mean. Most funny is a man with the nickname Satanic Soldier, that don't like game because devs say something back on a attack type call. We attack and you must play victim, and must act as one and do nothing back. Show you how fake the world is. By the way, Satanic Soldier, of Soldier of God is exact same plagiatism. John chapter 8 verse 44. You are from your father the devil. If you was from God, you believed me. Their worship same God, and see each other as enemy. As I say in Tittle, people are funny. That's really something to think about. Oh, and I can't actually verify this or not, but they do seem to be talking about another post on here where somebody says this may actually be plagiarized from a book. So that's hilarious. So, just out of curiosity, what happens if we do try to disturb the workers? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But I think we're going to be going after the rest of these with both barrels after this precedent. Hey, bud. Yeah, you also don't do anything. Alright, me from the future, I've gone ahead and played the second game. But during that, actually looking at the Steam forums for that, I figured out how to try keys. So that doesn't work there. There we go, that unlocked this. And now we can go down. No. We don't have another key, but then again, we weren't told to do anything but head downward. The door to the first floor is closed, so it looks like I have to go downstairs. You're a really go with the flow sort of night guard. I imagine that if I broke into this place, I could probably put one of those, like, child pens in front of the guard station and you'd just kind of be stuck there. We could keep going down. Oh wow, we could fall all the way down too, because we're missing a railing section here, including the no draw on the back of it. Hey, look at that. This needs a key card. I've also seen that exact keycard reader model before. So these have all got to be basement levels, right? Well, hey, at least the performance is somewhat decent down here. Can't help but feel like I'm in a bit of a rut, though. Okay, it's not doing a looping stairwell thing on me. For a second I thought it might be. You know, because the exact same barrier was against the door in the exact same way. So where are we? Because this is very far underground. If you're reading this, then you've fallen into their trap, just like me. The good news is that you completed the first assignment. The bad news is that there is no work here. Oh, the horror! And you won't get paid a cent. Whoever these guys are, they're doing some experiments on us. We're like lab rats to them. We need to escape and get to the police as fast as we can. That's hilarious because they did not do a good job of enticing us. Read the next part carefully, because your life will depend on it. Go through the door on your right, down the hallway. Once you're out, go up the stairs to the main hall on the second floor. Turn right and open the second door on the left. It will be blue. I have no idea what will happen if you open the other doors, but it's best not to. When you go inside, you'll find yourself in a big room full of mannequins. 10 or so mannequins will be standing on either side. It's very important that I know that 10 or so mannequins are here. You may hear laughter, and they will change directions. When you turn away, I don't think they will hurt you, unless you disturb them. You have to find the key to the third floor. Okay, so it's like a reverse Weeping Angels. Let's try and remember the directions then. Turn right. Wait. Yeah, keep going right. Second door on the left. How's our flashlight battery doing? Just fine. That is so annoying. Like, it's such a harsh flicker, like it goes completely black, that it's kind of just like blinking. And there's also, I'm finding more of these weird floating props that cast a shadow, but I can't really see what they are. No, wait, you said to go to the second floor. Like, I have to open a specific one. Okay, that doesn't matter then. But I can see those mannequins. I mean, with the up and down, I'm kind of confused as to what floor we're on at any given moment. said to go right. Door would be blue, you said. Does that count as blue? Don't look at them. There's a key. Don't look at them. Nope, 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 nope. Those sound effects are decently well mixed. I'm imagining they probably didn't make them. By the way, I am playing this from the future, and I have played the second game, and yeah, it does seem like they're going to be making heavy use of the mannequin assets. Okay, we can use that key there. Door unlocked. I also read Steam forums, people saying that sometimes that door doesn't want to open. Alright. Gotta find a certain key card. I mean, this model of somebody wrapped up in sheets is pretty creepy and realistic. But I kind of wonder if, like, a single original model was created for this game. I mean, I'm trying to do a little bit of exploring, but I'm not seeing very much. There's the elevator here. Elevator on downstairs, so we need to go upstairs. It's very important that we get this right the first time, so we have to mash click so that we know we hit it, there we go, while the doors are closing, because that is the only time it counts. We just had a little bump there. Oh my god. Ah, the jank is so amusing. This is exactly what I was hoping for from this. Well, we have another key. I said we have another key. You hear me clicking, right? You see the reticle? I can't pick anything up. Maybe if I... Hey, hi! It's literally the Dark Souls you died. Or is it Bloodborne? I don't know, I don't play those games. Where are we going? Right back to the beginning of the game. You know what? No, I'm not. Let's move on to the next one. Next up is the guard. And I'm starting to notice a theme with the premises. I guess these night shift stories are really easy to do. It also means we can insert this role into just about any situation or location. Let's check it out. I notice it has the exact same menu. Here we are. Well, maybe the performance will be a little better. And let's grab our batteries and our flashlight and our painkillers. Well, the assets seem to have at least come from different places, maybe. Alright, now this area is a lot comfier. The graphics may not be quite as high fidelity, but at least I can run it. Question. What am I doing? It's really dark in here. The year 2000 countdown. Critical steps to prepare for the new millennium. So this is set in the late 90s. That texture streaming error keeps popping up in the top left. You can open these closets. Can I hide in them? There's no ambiance whatsoever. Can you turn on the lights here? Oh, we actually can. And it's not just that. Everything hums to life. I can hear fans spinning and machines whirring. It seemed like some hacker den. Now it's actually not that bad. But the engine is precisely the same. Wow, it's like a liminal office building. Doors are opening, so that's cool. Keep left. I would rather not keep left. This is a really unsafe staircase. There's no railing. And it is paper thin. I keep being 15 megabytes over budget on the texture pool, whatever that means. Nothing here. Wow, it's not giving me a lot of direction. Toilet area. Please respect social distancing. I don't think that was something people said in the late 90s. However, it looks like we may have a squatter. Somebody's made themselves a newspaper nest. Oh, we can't open that one. And the shadows fall such that I can't peek in. Wow, these urinals are a little high, don't you think? They're almost as high as the sinks. At that point, you might as well just use the sinks. Yeah, this is giving me real 2013 Unity horror game vibes, but hey, at least it's better than the 2025 Unreal horror game vibes that we got from the last one. I'm actually not sure what engine these are on. I'm assuming it's some flavor of Unreal. I probably shouldn't be wasting my flashlight battery like this. Ooh, look at this. It's a mall! The fountains are still going. See, once again, with a little bit more build-up... I could... What? Oh my... Okay, Weeping Angel enemies. I think the other guy was supposed to be a Weeping Angel enemy, but he didn't really work properly. Once more, a little bit more build-up, and this would actually be a really creepy and cool premise. The graphics actually wouldn't bother me in the least. But yep, we see you on the move. If I close the door, will you be able to open it? Maybe not, but I'm trapped. Also, the game starts to slow and stutter whenever my mouse reaches the edge of the screen. Nope, they just decided to crowd around the desk. 4 of them, it seems. They are in pursuit. Okay. Oh, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing right now. What about you guys? Do you move? I honestly can't tell. Okay, back hallways. I mean, I'm gonna be totally honest for a second. The emptiness of this does actually kind of work for it. Batteries, and painkillers. Just sort of left out on the desk. These guys don't seem to be coming for me. My job has not been outlined in the slightest. Keep safe distance. Thank you for practicing social distancing. I mean, that's actually a neat detail to include in that way. At first I was thinking like, oh, is that sign just like an asset and like the developer can't even read the English that's on it? But no, it seems to be deliberately applied. All right, we got batteries. My expectations were set so low by the last one that this actually feels decent by comparison. Ooh, a key. Key to what, though? I'm wondering if that's maybe also a default engine thing. Because wasn't there something similar in Homeless? Where we picked up an item and it gave us like this really weird description? I think it was a syringe. Opening up all these back areas, it's giving us items like it expects us to be here a while. But have we even encountered a locked door yet? It says we can use it, but it doesn't actually show health right now. That actually is kind of creepy, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that it's totally silent, that they're not accompanied by any scare chords or anything. But right now I really am just wandering. Like, if this just had, like, a few lines of dialogue somewhere, if it just had some idea of what I'm supposed to be doing, this would be much better. Well, that's an issue. Fortunately, we can jump, which is actually kind of unexpected for these games. And I'm at least glad you guys aren't glitching out, because a lot of the time in bad horror games featuring Weeping Angels, they do tend to glitch out. Okay, I guess let's close the door behind us and try going upstairs then. Ah, maybe the key is to this. You can also find a second flashlight and another battery. No, that just opened. Just another floor of the same thing. This is a very strange structure for a mall. I mean, I've never seen one so, like, contained like this, where each floor is almost like its own mall. But yeah, it really does seem to be a Shift W simulator. All these impossibly high ceilings and barely textured rooms with nothing in them. I wonder if by the time the developer got to the second floor, they were like, alright, I'm bored and this thing has to go out, just hit send. Nothing of note here. We picked up a lot on the first floor. We've picked up, like, nothing here. This probably leads to the back of a store. Or... What is going on with this architecture? You're locked. Locked. Also no. And the only thing it can tell me is what a key is. Oh man, this one had the setup to be okay, but it very obviously is just something that maybe will keep you busy, at least with your bafflement, for 2 hours, so you can't refund it. Well, that's why you had me, so you know, no matter how tempting it is, don't get that $4 horror bundle on Steam. Let's go back this way, I guess. Whoa, we found the holodeck. That's not even just a reflection, that's just bad lighting. But whatever, nobody tested these things. Like, I really do think that there needs to be more quality control on the part of Steam. Like, seriously, I remember like 10 years ago, there was actually a game that came out called Air Control that was just an asset flip. It was just nonsense. And there was actually kind of an uproar about it at the time, until eventually Steam removed it. But I feel like that just does not happen these days. I think it costs like $100 to list your game on Steam, and as long as it passes like malware checks and such, you're getting in, and you're staying. Like, it is rare for something to be removed unless it's for like a really stupid reason. Okay, there's another key. So we've got 2 now. Both of which just explain what a key is, so there's no hint as to where to use them. You know what? This reminds me of a game I played a while back called, what was it called? Oh, Pineview Drive! Oh, hey, it's you. Pineview Drive. Because that was also a game in which you walked around and hunted for keys, and it did not even hint at where they would be used. Except you could generally expect them to be used, like, somewhere near where you found them. I really wonder, am I going to finish any of these? Happy Shoes. Oh, I get it. So, there's a single mannequin contained to each of these stores. Fashion for everyone. Fashion for everyone. Fashion clothes. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant branding. At this rate, I'm kind of just hoping that these keys are both, like, redundant, and they go somewhere, like, singular. Okay, let's take one of our 14 painkillers. Oh, hey, our flashlight actually has effects when it's running low. Let me just plop a few of these in there. Ooh, retail space for lease. There's gotta be something good back here, especially since when there's nothing here, they for some reason decide to turn it into a maze. Nope, these are just the back ends of stores that we've already tried. Oh my god. Okay, it's right click. It's right click for some reason. Unlike every other item in the game, you need to right click a key. Is it worth revisiting the other one? We should at least see where it goes, right? For completeness sake. Oh, hey, a door opened. We've still got one key, but I imagine we'll find another in here, because that's all this game is just one key after another. Anything else here? Not that I can see. So now we get to run around and find other things. These should all back onto stores. I'm just under the assumption that we'll always have to go from one far corner to the next, right? There we go. Well, at least this time it unlocked the room next door. And here we can probably find another key. Or at least I really strongly hope so. Wow, that is super easy to miss, too. And now we do the same dance and try every other door in the game. Time to battery up. The fact that I had to learn how to do this from the Steam forums, because other people are asking the same exact question. Oh, gotta unlock this, which just opens the back of this, which is totally useless to me. That opened this door down here, which brings us to you. Hey there, what are you for? I hid here at the beginning of my shift. I'm very scared of these mannequins. It's dawn. It's time to leave here. I can't spend the night here anymore. Okay, good. Although it looks like you had yourself a little comfy room. I may have just found myself. Also, what are you drinking there, bud? You might have gone just a little bit mad. How did you manage to get this disheveled by now? Okay, well, I guess we probably have to make our way to the exit. I actually stopped even bothering with the Weeping Angel mechanics. Simply because just running away from them seemed to work. Hello? Oh my god. Wait, was I supposed to leave this way? No, I guess I won. Okay, let's go back and give that other one a fair shake. Hotel in the Dark seems to be a pretty significant step up in the menu department. Look at that, we've got a actual 3D menu, some sound effects, atmospherics. Okay, well, I'm willing to give this one a shot. Although, oddly enough, it doesn't actually display the title. Not that it needs to, it's just a weird quirk. Oh, look at that, we actually saw a dev logo right there. And it's throwing us straight in. We have no flashlight. There's something making really weird noises in the back of the room, but I can't find what it is. It's so dark. I actually have the ability to press Q and E to lean. That's crazy. That's a huge step up. Okay, there's flashlight and a whole bunch of batteries. We can look in drawers. And there seems to be either coffee stains or a pair of eyes staring at us from those drawers. Now, what is going on? Is there something in the closet? No. Okay, Guess we're gonna go investigate. We can turn our own lights on. Oh, that actually did work that time.
No one. Nowhere to go. Why so quiet? This is suspicious to say the least. When I first checked in, I could hear absolutely everything that was going on in the other rooms. I'll go down to the front desk.
Okay, so it is using AI voices, and you are supposed to disclose things like that. Now, I suppose that could just be text-to-speech, although if it is, it's the best-sounding text-to-speech I've ever heard. Did they disclose that? They did not. I mean, not like I expected any different. But hey, it runs, it looks decent, a little bit of effort was put into the environment. 999 on all doors, including our own. It's our neighbors who I'm really concerned with. Is there something on the ground there? Nope, it's just something clipping through the walls. I mean, the hotel setting is kinda neat.
Strange. No one's here. I thought this place was supposed to be open 24 hours a day. Maybe she's gone somewhere. I need a snack. I'm gonna go outside. Check out the store.
You're not more concerned about that sound? Or the fact that every room has the same number? Or is that just laziness? Oh no, is it gonna flip upside down at some point? Because that would be really scary. Okay, there's a staircase on either side. No, really, like, this desk is just kind of built into the middle of a hallway. No number on here. Maybe this is it? No.
It's locked. What do you mean? What kind of news is that? We need to find another way out of the hotel. I mean, there's got to be back exits everywhere.
You know, I just did my 10 claps to denote that I'm going to make a cut here. But maybe you can interpret that as me applauding the performances. I mean, nobody told me they got Daniel Day-Lewis to voice the main character in this, but from now on, anytime something bad happens to me, that will be my exclamation. What kind of news is that? Okay, well, you said back exit. We've got jutting hallways that go to nowhere, but hey, maybe those can open and reveal something later. See, this is precisely what I was hoping for. Not just bad, because just a bad game is not really enjoyable to play. But slop, total garbage, means that in the developer's carelessness, there will actually be jank so baffling that you have to just sit back and derive some entertainment value from it, especially if you sort of pretend that it is intentional. Try to imagine what, if this were an actual deliberate choice made by a horror director, what would it mean? And I am on the hunt for deeper meaning right now. In this game, in my life, just in general. Am I actually just meant to start trying doors at this moment? The room next door has opened. Oh, and there's that same jutting piece of untextured geometry. Okay, that actually jolted me a little bit. Oh! What was that indeed? I didn't hear your response, but mine was probably a better performance, not gonna lie. That was actually kind of creepy. Credit where credit is due. Now I'm locked out of my room.
We need to get out of here. We need to open the front door. I'll break it down if I have to.
Okay, let's go. We're in a different room. Look, the sheets are all moldy and gross. The whole room is. Even the TV looks like it's from decades before. Do you just see that door handle? Wait. Was there actually some reflection there? A little bit. Okay, it's not so well put together, but it does at least sort of seem like the dev maybe had some ideas here. Oh my god! Okay, lift that comic door handle again. We have more batteries, we don't have any way to heal. Was that like a barbed wire creature? Okay, let's get out of here, or maybe I should just let it kill me? Oh no, I can't see anything now. No. Nope. I can see it moving down there. It's very slowly running towards me. There's nowhere to go here. I am quite screwed, I think. No? Alright, you're heading back that way. No? Okay, you're gonna kill me and you'll probably go back to the beginning, right? Same thing? I can only start a new game. There's no saving. Oh hey, I didn't see you cross over before.
We need to get out of here. We need to open the front door. I'll break it down if I have to.
Your dialogue continues regardless. Yep. That thing's gonna be coming. We need to get some free ice and then get out of here. There you are again. Oh my god. Oh, you used that sound effect? Are you kidding me? I used that very sound effect in a video essay I did years ago to explain why I like directional sounds in games, and then you just go ahead and... okay. So did that thing, like, not spawn this time, or... like, what? This just brings me over here. Oh wait, there's a key right here. These things are so easy to overlook. I can't even... when I'm holding my flashlight out, I can't even see my thing. Alright. Now we've got to use that probably at that door at the end of the hall. The key to room 724. What a gold mine. Oh, but I guess it's all good. I think you might have textured that wall incorrectly. The place is still run down, but we have a night auditor. Oh, hey! And it's a cameo from the guy who was staring us down in the hallway in the hospital. Press X. What am I on, PlayStation? Hey, what are you standing there for? Hello. We have dialogue options. I see you have a broken head. Let me help you. That's gonna be my go-to insult from now on. What's going on here? I saw someone in the dark. I saw a girl. You must have hit your head pretty hard. There's nothing paranormal about it, I assure you. Look, how do we get out of here? Anyway, you need help. I'll help you. Get out? Everybody went out the front door. It's closed. Of course. They lock it up at night so no one gets in. You come into my office. I'll dress your wound. First door on the left. Okay, guess I'll just walk in front of you then. Night Auditor / EMT.
Looks like the doctor's talking to someone. I don't think I should be here much longer. I think I should get out of here.
What do you mean it looks like he's talking to someone? Like, seriously, what led from one line of dialogue to the other? I see now, by the way, the only reason you told me to get in here was to A, question how strange it is that you have a medical setup in here, and B, so that I could walk through a trigger. It looks like you're talking to Guess we can't escape treatment. Hey, how'd you get in here? I came to stay overnight at this hotel. I came for work. And then it all started. Look, there was a huge mental hospital built here a long time ago, back in the Union days. Don't be afraid of me. Alas, once someone dies here, they stay here forever. That was an incredible exposition dump for somebody who seems to be in the same boat as me. Did you die here? I don't know. But I keep coming to this place for some reason. I guess that's why I come here. Oh, so yeah, maybe we actually are in the same boat then. I mean, we didn't know why we started here. It's all very strange. I know a way out of here. I'll help you. You're not the first person I've helped, and you won't be the last. Okay, so then why don't you leave? So what was the next reason for closing the hospital? I asked him with interest. See, the hospital game, or the guard, whatever they called it, that one was... Wait, what was it called? Oh my god. Now wait, the first game, somebody said on the Steam forums that it seemed like it may have been plagiarized from a book. That line there doesn't read like our dialogue option, it reads like a line from a book. It's okay. The hospital was closed, but only technically. It was actually working, and then there was a fire. That sentence is just about incoherent. The whole place burned to the ground. Ordinary people saw it as like an abandoned building, but it was actually that doctor you met the other day. He'd lure people here, and they'd end up in a real asylum. That got less coherent as it went on. How he did it, I don't know. I think he sent his live daughter, but it was an abnormal place. An abandoned building on the outside, a pristine healing center on the inside. I'm just marinating in the brain soup right now, don't mind me. They sold it all a long time ago to some rich guy. He rebuilt the place, renovated it, opened a hotel. Except I've lost count of how many people are missing. By the way, that girl you probably saw? She was torn apart. That's his daughter. And that's when I was still alive. Me and my comrade were trying to escape from here. We opened all the cells and freed the psychos. They did this to her. And that crazy doctor we killed a long time ago. But strangely enough, he's still alive. In fact, there used to be a rumor that a gypsy woman was brought here back in the Soviet Union. The police found her in the city park, lying unconscious, allegedly speaking in different voices and so on. Anyway, she was kind of possessed. Except she went off her skates on the 5th day. Maybe there was something wrong with her, but the doctor went nuts after that. Kicked them all out of the same room. Kept them in the basement without food or water. Then they kind of died. This is like when a little kid tries to make up a story on the spot. And what happened next? He built a room in the ward, boarded up all the windows, put a barn lock on the door. No one, absolutely no one, had the right to go in there. There were those who tried to get in there. After that, no one found them anywhere. And I still don't know what that room is. How did you even know it existed? And everything you just told me? I've been wandering around here for years, and I met people in this building who were mutilated by that psycho in the white coat, and they were miraculously able to talk. They were the ones who tried to break into that room, and then inexplicable things started happening to the building. This doctor, walking down the corridors, poured gasoline all over everything. He had a canister in his hands, and some other sign, something to do with sticks and wire. Then he threw a hot lighter, and there was a big fire. Man, that's creepy. I think we need to find that room. That's where I think the answers to all our questions are. But I don't have any questions. I just want to get out of here. That's all. But how do I get out? But isn't that the question? Exclamation marks. I don't know why I found that so weirdly enjoyable. Like, it was introducing plot inconsistencies and then going back to explain why they happened. Like, it was trying to retcon them as it went instead of just ever pressing the backspace key.
I need to find this room. I may die, but I can get out of here.
Will do. Here we go. Let's see that creature follow me now. It is actually kind of cool looking, but unfortunately this seems to be a dead end. I don't know if I was ever meant to use the jump button. Yeah, look at you. You, making the rounds here? Okay, now we can probably run past you. No? You gonna continue chasing me? Have I cornered myself? It looks like I have. But whatever, you're probably going the other way now. No, you're not. You do have some ability to follow me, but it looks like your vision is quite easily broken. Yep. And I do not want to have to go back to the beginning. Oh! May have found the room.
What? What was that? Where am I? Was it just a dream? Wasn't it?
How can you not be moved by a performance such as that? Well, our batteries are sure real. And this time there's no latch on this side of the door. I've got nothing to mess around with. What do you want? Maybe if I lock myself in the bathroom? Guess not. So all I found was one post on the Steam forums also asking how to get out of here. And no replies. And nobody mentioning anything beyond this. So I'm wondering if this might actually just be the end of the game? Like it actually ends with waking up and just realizing it was all a dream? Apparently we even dreamed the latch on the door. So, yeah, at a certain point, I guess we just move on from this? It's crazy because each of these games so far is literally, just notice the chair clipping into the desk, not worth $1. It's insane. Like, there's so many itch.io games that I played for free that I would have paid something for. Yeah, I just looked up the 2 Let's Plays on YouTube of this game, and neither one of them got past this point. One of them didn't even make it to this point, so I guess that's our cue to move on. This is probably just a non-standard end of the game. I guess it's better than just superimposing the menu, but I would have liked some indication that we're not supposed to do something here. But once again, it just really speaks to the fact that, like, this is a developer that does not seem to care at all. Like, there's a little bit more of a production to it than the last couple games, I'll give it that. I mean, this game looked good, it ran well. Wait. Oh my god. I just glitched out of the map. All that stuff is still there. The hotel does exist outside of this. Hang on. I can see somebody moving around out there. No way. Wait, is that repeatable? The wall doesn't have clipping. That's insane! Oh my god, that is so funny. Wait, can we do it in other places? No. It's just there. There's no way. Yep. You know what? Maybe that's our clue that it is actually done. maybe the whole point is that those are every instance of the hotel all loaded in simultaneously. These really are like $1 Garry's Mod maps, aren't they? And I would say that could have been better if it was a Garry's Mod map, but the fact that this is a paid product on Steam, like, there's just such a lack of care in it. There are some decent ideas, and some of them are even a little bit well executed, but you can just tell that there's a total lack of quality control, that these things were just slapped together and thrown up on the store. Well, I guess we're going to the next one then. Load game. There's a load?
I need to find this room. I may die, but I can get out of here.
Okay. So it did actually create a save. You don't always go back to the beginning. All right, wait. Let's juke around. Open this. Nope, out of my way. Wow, I actually can just run right beside you. Oh wow, that actually burns me.
What? What was that? Where am I? Was it just
Yep,
a
this
dream?
is consistently
Wasn't it?
broken. Okay, no, we really will be getting to the next one now. Wait, before I go, you have to see this. Look. There's a tab that says Developers, and it just shows a picture of the logo. They took some pride in this one, and it is a massive improvement over the other, I'll give it that. Okay. So this one did not launch in full screen. We are back to a silent menu over a still image. Well, anyways, this is Night in Prison. And I wonder, will we be spending it as a prisoner or a guard? Let's try it. Oh, tension music just to start with. Is that a timer on top? There's also a bar on the bottom right. We actually have a fully drawn body. That's kind of neat. Your salvation, your camera. Your salvation, your camera. 3 more times. Okay, well, we have a different flashlight and batteries model. Even the UI has changed a bit. Ooh, we are getting an upgrade. Keep in mind, these are probably in alphabetical order on Steam. I have no idea what the release order is. But I'm hearing, like, squeaky toy noises all over. The cells are opening. Oh, I cannot move fast at all. It's rats. That's what's making the noise. Can I use the battery with this? Oh, C to combine with U. There we go. Okay, we don't have a lot of time. We can run now. But run Y. Oh, we have a stamina bar on the right side. Wait. There's E to open doors. This feels very different, even if it's clearly the same engine. We can take a key and another battery. Oh man, it's literally on a 3-minute timer. And the sprint is inconsistent, to say the least. Can we use you? Wait, there's a padlock up here. Interact with puzzle. Wait. What? Just... The timer reset to 3 minutes! Okay, so at that point is when you guys will come in and kill me. You don't make any sounds whatsoever. Oh, no, it's a whole prison riot. God. What if we come over here? Maybe it's the key to this door? Maybe I can at least close myself in. I'm stuck and I'm dead. Okay. I have been so baffled by all these games. I guess I sort of like that it doesn't just insta-kill you, that it just means you are about to have a bad time. I've survived 2 monster exits. Wherever you are, run to the open cells or those things will get you. However, my timing theory works. I've managed to search the 2nd floor of the cells for anything that will allow me to leave this cursed place. So far, not much. I saw a key in one of the cells. Weird. But it won't open. I haven't been able to find anything to hook the key with. I'm starting to wonder what's going on here. What are these monsters? Why do they leave and come strictly at the allotted time? Why don't they enter the cameras? And how did my torn friend and I end up here? By the way, the security cameras seem to be working, so someone is watching me. Maybe to get answers to my questions, I need to find that someone. You should take a look at the cameras. That's actually a pretty interesting premise. I don't know how we know this, like how we know the timing and all that. Blood smears, but nothing else. Oop. If you're reading this, I have some bad news for you. You're in the crap. What kind of news is that? You're probably wondering right now who I am and why I wrote this letter. I'm a poor guy just like you. I woke up in one of these cells, not knowing who I was, where I was, or what was going on. There was another prisoner moaning in the next cell. And you know, I was lucky. Because if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be reading these lines right now. When my neighbor came to his senses, he decided to leave the cell. The cell opened. I watched. Okay, are these doors gonna close? Yes. But I still took damage. Okay. Well, I guess we may as well do some reading in the moment. Neighbor started striding around the room. When the doors to the next room opened, some monster came running from there and devoured my failed friend. To say that I was horrified is not to say anything. After that, I couldn't move for a long time. When mental clarity returned to me, I realized that something had to be done. The cameras are open for a reason, aren't they? So there must be something we can do. Anyway, here's what I found out. Every X minutes, a monster comes into the hallway, and after X minutes, it leaves. I don't understand what makes it do this, but the time periods are always the same. I'm sure there's a way out of here. Maybe it's someone's stupid joke or an experiment, but I don't intend to stay in the cell any longer. I'm going to find a way out. If I survive, I'll leave other notes as I go along. Wish me luck. Who knows? Maybe I can get out here and help you? With God. And that's all she wrote. But they're gone now. Alright. See, once more, this is a pretty interesting premise, and it's pretty decent looking. A little janky in its presentation. And some batteries on the table there. Ooh, this door actually just opens, just straight away. And it consumed the key. Okay, so we don't actually have to use it. We got another one. It's maybe about time to start thinking about heading back. January 15th, 2011. I doubt it really matters, though. Hey, I guess we could see this as the long-awaited second part to Quad, right? Remember that game? You guys remember that game? They wait out in the yard, and we're gonna start getting further and further away. Alright, I'm gonna go back and wait for my minute to be up then. Maybe it's a metaphor for the regimented lives of prison inmates. I also just noticed that the game was really weirdly displaying like in the corner for a second. So I'll have to crop it up until this point. I don't know why it was doing that. Okay, there goes our batteries, so we need to combine you with you. We have that other key. This is all very heavily trial and error focused. Only one side of the door opened. Oh, you guys will still come after me. This sprint is awful. Oh my god, this sucks so much. But you'll just kind of lead me back to the door. So here you guys are running in and hitting me through the door. From pretty far back from the door too, and you just disappear. Alright, well, let's get out there again. Flashlight has stopped working for some reason, even though I wasn't using it and have hardly used the flashlight. Supposed to make a run for somewhere? Okay, go this way. There's some light back here. There's nothing. These guys don't seem to have seen me. So maybe I can get a little bit more distance. Be real bad when they start the hunt again. There's maybe a power room over there. This one doesn't want to open. Well, we're pretty far away from them. That door just pushes open. Oh god, that probably means it doesn't stop them, right? Well, we've made it to the outer wall. Come on, man. To save your life, you can easily climb that. We are just off in the middle of nowhere, huh? Okay, so I'm in the inner fence. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to reach those towers. Are these graves? Hang on now. Wow, those are some massive trees in the skybox, aren't they? Wow. Whoever buried these bodies was really, really bad at it. I'm sorry, that probably shouldn't be my first thought in this moment, but it is. Meanwhile, those things are all gathered up over there. Door. Closed door. Maybe I'll be safe over here? Can't mess with that valve wheel. These batteries, they go through them so fast. Anything we can do with this generator? No. But we can climb into the tunnels. And the timer resets. Are they coming for me? That's what I want to know now. Kind of feels like it, because it's not starting to count down again. This is actually kind of tense. I keep turning around, not sure if I'll see them sprinting down the dark tunnel at me. Get some lighting bugs here, and some barrels that indicate we're walking through things I probably shouldn't be. But this is probably, I'm guessing, little more than a convenient way to get through. Oh, but then again... What is that supposed to be like a valve? Because it's just floating there. It's not connected to anything, game. Lots of things just sort of floating. Oh, there's some kind of door here, which we cannot access. It doesn't even give us the option. And straight out to here. Alright, so it really is just a place to hide out, that's all. And we've lost another battery. Oh, there's a gas can. Can we pick that up? No. The door is locked. Look, I can get this door being locked from the outside. Why is it locked from the inside? Because that just makes entering the other building totally pointless. And they can get in here. Okay, well, that's the end of old me. Well, there seems to be literally nothing I can do to prevent this outcome, so just get me. Okay, in the beginning, I don't actually see any of them out here. So that does potentially give us a chance to run across to here and do some stuff. Probably never have a better chance than at the start. Oh, and there's some cells here that we can climb into, thus improving our odds ever more. This one is actually kind of cool in like a Groundhog Day loop sort of way. I'm not gonna lie, like this is the first one to have actual like gameplay mechanics. But these, I'll be honest, these have been steadily improving as we've gone down the line. I've liked each one better than the last. Alright, time resets. These cell doors do not close. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. But they're all out there now. So, couldn't help but notice these doors aren't opening this time. They're, So I guess I really am gonna spend the night in prison now, huh? There's a couple of buildings out here we can maybe try. But it seems like the best way to go about this game is to just kind of Leroy Jenkins it a bunch of times and see what you find, so that you know where to go the next time. Yeah, these have always been useless. So here they come. 3 minutes is up. But where are they? There they are, they. Okay, this time let's try to get into a parallel building. I don't know how long it's going to take them to reach me, but I'm sure they can catch me. Locked, of course. Okay, what about this one then? Actually, they seem to be having trouble pathfinding to me. And locked. This sprint is so agonizing and this map is so huge, I don't even know if I want to try it again. We could open this door as well. Did that use a key? It did not. And that door is just locked. This one, however, we can just push our way through. And get another key and note. By the way, I still don't remember anything. Not my name, not who I was before, or how I got here. I'm guessing you don't either. I also found an injection mark on my arm when I was waiting for the monster to leave, and started looking at myself for nothing. So you and I, if you exist, are also part of the experiment. So many questions and not a single answer. And we're not going to be finding them here. At this rate, I'm probably not going to finish this. That opened this door. Oh, hey, it's just like the second game again. And here, we seemingly find the cameras. I'll tell you why they don't show up on them. It's because they're static images. An axe that can be used to cut wood. Or other stuff. Okay, now we're talking. We've got 2 keys in our inventory. There is another passage here. Look in the neighboring buildings. I'll leave you an axe. I don't need it anymore. I found myself a gun. I'm more comfortable with it. Good luck. By the way, I wonder what was done here before this prison turned into a branch of hell. Apparently, there used to be a normal prison life here. People were working, living in cells, there were guards. When did things stop being normal? And why? Oh, I constantly ask myself that same question, but it doesn't look like we can get into the armory. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we can use the num keys on those. Anything good up here in admin? Not that I can see. Yeah, you know, I do have to give it credit. I'm not somebody who says that, you know, walking simulators aren't real games, but this is an actual game with, like, mechanics and stuff. For as bare as that is, for as broken as it is, that is at least still the case. I keep checking to see if keys have been consumed. Well, we've got 3 of these things now. I can actually take an unused empty syringe. Okay, well let's replace the batteries and some sort of vial, which I can maybe combine with this. No? Okay, then discard. What is going on? Combine with syringe, right? A syringe full of healthy stuff. Okay, so that's how we heal. All right. Well, we have 3 keys. Maybe we can try opening those other doors. Why did we survive long enough? Those things might be coming right for us. One of them did open this. And I can't close it. No, that's not what I wanted. Also, the axe doesn't seem to... Oh, it does. It just hardly does. Well, that was a waste of health. Yeah, wow, there was really like no feedback, no sounds, no animations, no nothing on that attack. I mean, I was just under the assumption that it wasn't doing anything. And well, I guess we're dead now. Am I hitting you or not? I guess I was. Watch him fade away. Well, better to burn up than to fade away, right? I don't know the thing that's a reference to, but you guys said it was a reference when the line came up in Sanitarium. Anyways, let's work on getting out of here, shall we? I'm wondering if you guys don't just appear when the timer runs out in this spot. Please let me through. Thank you. I can maybe try to run across to here and see if a key works on these doors. Here they come. Oh my god, move. It does? Can I... Oh. They're just gonna get in and kill me. Look at what's happening with that door. Well, I guess we sort of made it. Are these the showers? As long as nobody's gonna show up here, I guess that's fine. And we get a gun. And another key. Oh, shower room. God, I want a hot shower. Or better yet, a bath. A bubble bath. Lavender. Wait, how do I remember that if I don't remember myself? Turned on the faucets. No water. No time to relax. My time's up. Gotta get to the cells before I get snacked on. I'm going to remember where I've seen closed doors. Yep. Try key on everything. That's how it kind of always comes down in these. At least we no longer have to right-click. Way through? Come on. What's upstairs for us? More bodies, for one thing. Unfortunately, there's no healthy stuff here, as it put it. I could really, really use it. There are some notes. If I were a drug addict, I'd probably be very happy to be in the infirmary. Should I drink alcohol and give myself to my scary friend? Alright, gotta get myself together. I feel like the exit's near. I gotta get out of here. I didn't come all this way for nothing. Found some key again. I'm about to start drawing a map of the prison with all the closed and open doors. I'm so tired of remembering where the next closed door is. Time's running out. Time to go to the cells. 1853. Okay, well, we have that now. I wonder if it's randomized or if we actually can just save scum it. For once, I'm actually kind of hoping the developer was lazy. Cross through. Nobody chasing me. All right. I have no idea why one of those doors doesn't want to open! Well, that sucks. Hang on, wait. If we keep backing up. You just keep backing up and they can't hit you. That's... good? Alright, wait, let's get upstairs. No, move, 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 move. Oh my god, sprint faster, sprint faster, sprint faster. There we go! You're hitting us from far away and blocking the door and dying. Okay, what was it? It was 1853, I think, because that's what year it is. 18? Wait. What am I doing? I'm not even thinking straight. 1853. There we go. And now we can use this axe, or not, actually. Wow, the door literally goes right through the boards. Anyway, I am moving on. That gets us upstairs into this place. Timer is moving again, which is a little bit scary. And that door is still locked. Boiler room. Boiler and pumps not working. That's why there was no water in the shower. Everything looks abandoned. Interestingly, for a long time, life has ceased to boil here in the understanding of a normal person. What? He rummaged through the available rooms, found a door to the sewer. You need to figure out how to open it. Is this the path to freedom? Couldn't tell you, bud. Okay, let's use that. Didn't get us all our health back. So, you guys, do we interact or what? There's this door here, which also remains locked. And look at them out there. Fog definitely adds a lot to the courtyard element, I'll give it that. No, you guys do not. Oh, they're all closed. I wasn't in time. Oop. Oh, yeah, no, I'm screwed. There's no way. Yeah, I don't know if wait. Wait, there's checkpoints. There are checkpoints. Wait. They're not out here, but the timer is locked again. I'll take it. I will certainly take it. Thank you very much, game. This is so weird. Oh, I just realized I can press R to reload the flashlight. Well, that makes things easier. I don't think there's anything in Block B. I'm just trying to think what else there could be now that I have free reign of the place. It stopped displaying the names of most of these notes, but they're still there. So this door, yeah, I've been aware of it forever. Oh, hey, you showed up. I hope I'll get to keep my immunity from you guys existing. Huh, so there are still threats in the sewers. I just wish I had any idea where this key goes, the one that I have. Yep, they seem to be staying away. Oh, there's somebody out there. I saw him moving. And it's also probably worth noting that I've not really seen a way into this thing here. Hang on, wait, can I pick you up? We can aim down sights, which is kind of fun. Hey, bud, did you get stuck? Hello? The gun literally doesn't do anything. That's incredible. Well, the map is populated now. This game, man. I think you're dead standing up. No? Okay, when aiming down the sights like that, you died. Was that other enemy just bugged? Wait, we can open this! Okay, some indication of that would have been nice. I mean, other than just directly looking at it, then it's nothing but indication. Here we are. Feels like we're gearing up for a boss fight, too. Well, stink. It's strange. It seems that the prison is abandoned, but it stinks as if the collector is being actively used. What can I do? I need to get out of here. I hope the monsters don't think to come in here. I have to go. Otherwise, I'll die here from the stench. By the way, I found some kind of syringe with green slurry. It doesn't inspire confidence, but it seems to me that I don't really have a choice. Perhaps this green stuff will restore my vitality? I haven't eaten or slept in such a long time, and I hurt myself. Okay, I'll hold on to a hopeless situation. Feels like me right now. Oh, it's an enemy maze, isn't it? Oh, there's the rats. The terrain looks strange under the water. Look at these gloopy globs. A disconnected power box, and here's a U. Where are you? I don't need to deal with any of this. I am armed. Come on. Oh, are we getting this bug again? Oh, you're hitting me from really, really, really far away. You know what? Just kill me. How about you just kill me? You're not even looking at me when you do this. This is the game. Oh well. Let's just grab our stuff and keep moving. We've come this far, right? Try a different direction this time? Why do I keep getting caught up on this stuff? Ah, like, it's like there was no quality control testing at all. Nobody played through this and said, hey, this is annoying, maybe we should move this around or change this. This is incredible. I will say this, I just noticed that it did heal all of our health. I feel like I'm wading through the bugs a lot of the time. Like some games, if you really dig and you really hunt, you can find stuff like this. Oh, there is another opening here. Not so here. Don't move. Keep moving away. Yeah, no, you really are just invulnerable for some reason. But it doesn't really matter because I can just keep myself moving, I guess. That was from across the map. Let's climb up here. There's a blue door. Oh my god, really? Really? You're not gonna let me up here? Are you... I can't make it up here. What is going on with these games? Ladders just don't work. They couldn't figure it out. That was too complicated. Astounding. What do you even say? What else do you even say? Okay, you're gonna come after me. You guys are both gonna come after me. That's fine. I'm just gonna lead you down here. Well, there's another one. That's awesome. Nope. Okay, you're just hitting me from all the way over there. You're also invincible for some reason, and I'm pinned. It feels like it really wants me to be able to fight you here, but this is... oh my god. All this way and bugs are going to make this impossible. Okay, we're down here now. Will you hit me from over there? You will. Of course you will. Of course you will. So I think this is, like, about the point where it just makes more sense to say that trying to bang my head against the wall on this game is no longer worth my time. So let's move on to the next. This is more than one game, by the way, rendered incompletable due to bugs. Another still background, simply titled Night of Horror. With a name that generic, you really can't guess what it's going to be about. And from the look of that, clearly, to me that is clearly AI-generated hat. I guess we're gonna be a security guard again. Ooh. Questionable performance for a moment, but that may have been stuff just loading in. But hey, look at that! These may actually be working animated cameras. Now let's read our faded parchment. The evening I arrived at work a little earlier than usual. Before going on duty, we usually sign some documents, get our gear in the form of radios and uniforms. To clarify, there were only 2 security checkpoints in the bank building, at gate A and B. Together, the guards sat categorically if the management found out that my partner and I were watching... My god. Together, the guards sat categorically. If the management found out that my partner and I were watching a movie or playing a game with brought by Yura from home, we would have been in trouble. But the rules on, that is, rules to break, are they? The shift was picked up at 10 o'clock sharp, by which time people were gone from the bank. My God, really? By the time the building was completely empty, and in my and Yura's hands, the little hand on the clock had already gone past midnight. Invest in a space key. Alright, to open the door, you need to find the appropriate K. I'm assuming key? Go to the door, right-click and unlock the door. F is light, tab is inventory, C for camera, and V for lighter. Wow, that's actually a lot of stuff. Pick up. And we now have a paper. We're back to the regular UI. After a month of unsuccessful searches, I was suddenly hit by a terrible depression. I didn't know where to go or what to do next. Unfortunately, the solution came of its own accord. My father helped me negotiate with a good acquaintance of his to hire me as a security guard at practically the largest bank in our city. Then my joy was boundless, because they promised to pay me relatively good money, for I was promised relatively good money for sitting in one place and doing essentially nothing. The only thing that I was that the first time I was going to work the night shift. What? You were having a stroke while developing this game, weren't you? But since I had no other options, I still agreed to this schedule. Time passed, and with it, my experience grew. Wait. By the second week, I got completely used to the night shifts, and I was able to adapt to the new place quite well. The benefits of working at night were numerous. First of all, the checkup came only once a week, and then, and only until midnight. So I could... Oh my... The translation is in Russian, so I can't read this. So I could sit quietly in my office for the first 2 hours of my shift, and then go to the only person I could see office, and then to go to the... Zero quality control. That's what this looks like. And this door keeps opening on its own. Alright, well, I've read the briefing parchment. Let's see what's out here. Once again, the graphics are probably the best part of this whole thing. It is pretty good looking. And I guess it runs better than the first one? I mean, really, these environments, if you were to do like a real work simulator here, I would not mind this one bit. It is sort of comfy in its warm lighting and its lavish interior, but it is also sort of dark. It's got some shadowy corners, and there's the sense that I'm alone in a big cavernous space where my footsteps echo. You could really do something with this, is what I'm saying. So, Yura, they didn't find your set-top box? Wish I knew what that meant. No, screw that. I locked it in a locker with a key, and they didn't even thought to check it. Let's take a little precaution today and sit in our seats, or I'm afraid those evil uncles might come back at any moment. After 2, I'll come back and play with you, okay? Forget it. They always have those spaces. And the second checkup in a week is nothing strange. We've been over it more than once. So come on, let's go visit and I'll win you over. I'll come over and play later. I'll be in touch. I wish I had any idea what was going on right now. It's time to make the rounds. Here's the key to the upstairs. I will admit this place is pretty eerie at night, and because like you can tell that this is some place that's normally packed with crowds, and so even though I've never seen it that way, I can still sort of feel the change. The environments are sort of a high point in these games, if I were to list one. Okay, do I have to use... Okay, no, right. Been so long without I had forgotten. We are back to using this. There we go. And I do like the idea of these non-conventional ideas. I mean, people have certainly thought of horror games as a night security guard. But what that means is that you can literally do it with just about any setting. I mean, you wouldn't normally think of horror in a bank. I had to look around the offices, and just had to walk around just in case. I had a strange feeling that someone was watching me very closely from the darkness. Though it was not the first time I had patrolled this very building at this late hour, there's like wet footprints on the ground. My gut was right, and there was someone else in the building besides Yuri and me. Or am I imagining things? I don't think I'm imagining anything. Any point in looking around all these spaces? I'm probably just supposed to use the windows, but we've got a lead. Let's follow it. Yura, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. You're so scared, it's like seeing a ghost. This is kind of tough to follow when it's all through subtitles. Listen, I'm on my rounds now, on the second floor. There's a shadow that flashed. I didn't catch it with my flashlight, but I heard it quite clearly, and it's moving so fast, too. Are you there? I detected something strange, as you can hear me, over? Are you serious right now, or are you kidding? If you're kidding, you better tell me. Yura, answer me. I was just kidding around with you. Thanks. That's comforting. And only the sounds of the interference and... Oh my god. Alright, well, I'll take a look around. This game's dumping a book in my lap and giving me 3 seconds to read it. Actually, I'm pretty sure 3 seconds was an exaggeration just now. There's another key. You know, isn't it a trope of security guards having a whole key ring to jiggle every time they need to? The whole dance of trying to find the right one to open a given door? Why don't I have one of those? It would save so much walking. But then again, I feel free as a bird right now because my sprint is unlimited. You know, these games have a way of really lowering my standards. Like, the prison game felt like such a breath of fresh air. It was just the movement that sucked. And now that I can move again, this feels like a masterpiece. It's just one key after another. I'm surprised. Usually the point of stringing you along like this is to lead you through different triggers. But so far we haven't even gotten that. Alright, are there any other locked doors? Maybe this one here? Nope, this one's not even locked. It's mostly the default engine assets like every time. You left your desk lamp on, but there's nothing for us to read. Well, there's reading material, but nothing for us. Ooh. Private elevator? Guess not. You there. It's gotta be you. No, key doesn't fit. So, where else is there? I think we've opened everything on this floor. Anybody out there? We can lock the door from this side if we so choose. Perhaps it's the key to this. There we go. Just lots of chains of interconnected rooms, eh? Hang on, was that? I didn't even notice this one, but I guess... Hardly matters. Wait, there's another key. There's a lighter. Okay. I'll review the controls in a second, but what do we need a lighter for? Does that mean that our flashlight is gonna go out? What are we doing with these rooms back here? Down, Fido. Oh no, you've literally clouded my vision. Are you gonna come after me? Am I just lucky that you weren't looking at the time? I've been teleported upstairs. Some unearthly creature, at least 2 meters tall, stared at me angrily. After what I had seen, my brain arbitrarily commanded my body to run. I ran as fast as I could, and after a few minutes I was on the 3rd floor of the building. I did not even know how I got there. Arbitrarily? That is what we call a correct response. Oh my god, it's you again. Hang on, open up, sluggishly open the door. Close. Ow. I see you're still hitting me from miles away. Oh, we've got more batteries. Actually, where is our battery at? We have hardly lost any. All this time? We've got a key, but where is the creature? I'm just glad that I'm in here and he's out there, and that he's over there and I'm in here. What I want to know is where's the creature? Okay. More batteries, collecting these things like Pac-Man pellets as if it matters. Key here. Once more, a keyring would save me so much suffering. And another key. Come on. That's kind of a staple of this engine at this point, is requiring many, many clicks to actually get it to register. Locked? No, says I. We really are just bounding over them, one over the other. And there's another key? Wow, it's a good thing they Russian nesting dolled their keys like this, otherwise there might be a security issue. I mean, just anybody could get whatever they wanted. We can hide in here. You're there. There's nothing here, oddly enough, except a battery, even though this looks like some kind of head honcho's office. You know what I think was going on? I think I was supposed to keep running before. It didn't expect me to stop to get my bearings. It's a good thing you're staring at that door, or else getting by you might have been slightly difficult. I can never tell what's a bug and what's actual intended behavior in this game, because walking simulators tend to be scripted on the best of days, but this is something else. Alright, I'm just assuming that I'm gonna have to get by you. I'll just scooch past you, thank you. Ow. Scratch my back on the way out, why don't you? Well, here we are, on the pitch-black 4th floor, where that orphanage burned down in 1830. Sorry, I'm making up ghost stories for myself, even though I'm actively in danger from a paranormal threat. Old habits die hard, I suppose. Do I have any other keys on me right now? I do not. I have 15 painkillers, so I might as well top off. This place is a pharmacy. Except the batteries were free. Well, they're not necessarily free. Nobody stopped me from picking them up, is what I mean. The weird thing about this is, I was thinking, okay, why would a game behave like this? Why would it have such inconsistent mechanics? Why would it be so trial and error based? Why would there be so much just running back and forth? And the answer normally is to be 2 hours long, so you can't refund it. But these games aren't usually really even close to 2 hours long. I mean, I suppose the prison could potentially take that long, but even then... Alright, you're right there. Let's scooch around you. No door here, so that's great. But there is a key, so we had to do it. Are you guys supposed to be patrolling? I'm honestly not sure. Is up here even real? Because it's laid out like the offices, but again, no doors. Hey, are we finally on the verge of being low on battery? There we go. I'm carrying so many of these things. Maybe it's just my completionist mindset. Like, I feel like I have to get them all. To win at Pac-Man. I guess I could just come all the way back down. Door's locked. I need to find the key. It doesn't fit. What else even is there? Game, what else is there? Are you kidding me right now? Oh, there's a key. And this one has got to be it. It's always just a tedious key hunt with this. Yep. Ow. Wait, you're hitting me from over there. I need to stop and take a tactical heal. Alright, this should work now. Wait. I'm holding 2 keys. I don't know what the other one is for. We're back to here. Okay, well, there must be something else somewhere. Imagine if it led us onto the private elevator. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. I couldn't interact with it at all. So now the question that I haven't even bothered to ask is, why here? What are these things? The thought that I was trying to finish earlier is that the idea of a haunting at a bank is actually a pretty interesting one, but how does it come about? Maybe? There we go, front door. To the waiting police cars, I guess. I heard the sound of a police car chirping, pulling up at just the right time, at just the right exit. The monster, meanwhile, had also heard the approaching danger. Of the police? What can I say? It's been quite a shift. I lost a comrade and maybe even a friend, as well as a job, which I decided to quit the next day, as I had absolutely no desire to protect such large objects, and to work in security in general. Then I never decided to tell people the truth who I saw that night on duty. There were several reasons for that. I think everyone understands. I didn't want them to think I was crazy. Unfortunately, the bloodthirsty something was never found. They were only able to locate the passage through which it was able to get in, and apparently get out of the mall. The official version of the law was that we had been attacked by some hungry wild beast, of which there were plenty in our area, in a bank, at night. And that was no wonder, since well, I screenshotted it for that reason. And that was no wonder, since the mutilation inflicted on Yura in his lifetime was in no way similar to the handwriting of some common psychopathic killer. That is actually a pretty interesting way to phrase that, but once more I am left baffled not only by the jankiness or the bugs or just how little quality control went into that, but also in how there were actually legitimately some good ideas there. It's in such a weird place for me because objectively every one of these games has been really, really awful. But every once in a while there's like an idea that makes me think like, oh no, they really wanted to do this. The problem is in the execution. But then there's just the nature of these games themselves that just feels so much like a content farm. So I don't know. Either way, I've completed 5 games in 4 hours, and that was because I gave a disproportionate amount of time to a couple of these. But we've got 2 more to go. Continuing the proud tradition of, for some reason, not putting the title on the title screen, I see. Although I have to say, this is actually surprisingly appealing looking in the colors. I took a break between these, and I had a look at the store page for each one, And earlier I said that every game by the studio has been released in the last 3 years, but it's actually even worse than that, because every game in this bundle was released in like a 2 or 3 month time span. That's insane. Oh, look at that. We've got a different cursor this time around. Although we still carry our diary in that usual UI. When your madness is not desired, when your madness that you did not want is smothered by the bars in the pit, you go from being a powerless goat to a human being. And the only way to surprise the white coats who want to cure you completely is to take refuge in the craziness you want. And when you want to be crazy, no white coat can you get you out of the hole. You want to be... Goodbye. Should we just restart? Once more, it doesn't really pause, so maybe we should just die. And when you want to be crazy, no white coat can get you out of the hole. You want to be crazy, and you'll be a blissful madman for the rest of your life. September 10th, 1968. Wow, that year said that? There you are. Also, we remember that we do not pause when we go to read a note. So I'm guessing we're supposed to be finding things, all while avoiding this patrolling enemy? To open the door, you need to find the appropriate... Oh, it's just this exact note from another game. We actually really screwed up by playing the first one first, because the way you learn how to use a key is in other games. What is this floating here? It's the return of the floating invisible props that block your way, and it's right in front of a door. There can't have been any quality assurance whatsoever, or this would have been picked up. Okay, you're locked. We do have a key. And thankfully that goes right to here. I wonder if she can enter these rooms. We picked up the camroid. The camroid, everybody. Alex was a practicing doctor of psychiatry. He was well known and respected in his field. In 1969, he had a son with dementia. The first coveted child in the family broke his heart as he tried to work with him himself, help him, cure him. Okay. Well, at least the standard view isn't in Russian this time. The environment is fairly nice, though it still has the problem of the flashlight bounce being completely blinding in some areas. See, the thing about flashlights is that ideally it adds to the atmosphere rather than paints over it. We were pursued in the beginning, but now I don't see her anywhere. Locked. I mean, look, you can steal as many assets as you want, but like I said in the first one, it does take a certain amount of effort to dress a set like this. That's the kind of thing that can only be done with intention. So I don't know, I get the impression that the main thing this developer actually wants to do, if they enjoy any part of it, is the actual building of the maps. I mean, look, we've got gaps in the floorboards where we can see what's below. Let's try and get a closer look at you. Actually, our flashlight doesn't seem to interact with you, oddly enough. Will you get stuck on this? You can't go through that door. Oh, we can get film, camera batteries, and lighter fluid. Okay, well now that that door is open, we can lure you out and around. I think it must be a default asset, the camera, because in other games we've seen the control for the camera in the options. All locked. There we go. Open up. There's another one right here. So you're like a generic post-apocalypse asset that's been taken from a store somewhere, right? We can use the camera. Yeah, it's literally the exact same mechanic from Amenti. And it kind of makes me wonder how much of those games are original as well. I mean, at first I had thought that UI and all that was just that developer's style. But I mean, like, at least those have actual scripted events and such. But he could not afford to send his son to a general psychiatric hospital, where people with various degrees of illness and without proper care were kept in a tin can. Not long before their son was born, their family bought a villa on the hill, and one day, sitting on the terrace and breathing in the fresh air, the doctor had the idea to use this place for good. The fact is that the psychiatric hospital in which he worked, very recently and with his own initiatives, they began to introduce a new approach in the treatment of patients, based on the fact that to help stimulate the mind of the mentally ill, labor practices, education, religion, sports, and recreation. Okay. That sentence sort of spun out and crashed into the ground towards the end, but that's cool. There's another key, because once more, it's just a key hunt. You're still hanging around out there. I would take a guess and say that that key goes over here. No, surprisingly. Keep in mind, there's also the stairs. Wait. No. So am I just safe whenever I'm not in that main hall? I mean, I suppose it could script something, but that's the thing, is even these games could be a lot better if there were like scripted scares or cutscenes, some sort of exposition or anything, but all it has is moving from trigger to trigger. The only one that really felt like somewhat like a walking simulator, really, was the hotel one. But the rest don't even rise to that level. Like, in an industry where the term walking simulator is almost derogatory, it's incredible that this doesn't even make that. Was this maybe the son's chair? A little bird cage right beside him. Bobby, the dementia-ridden 5-year-old, which I'm assuming is like a mistranslation of a word for like general mental illness. And the basis for them to feel good should be a comfortable environment. To begin with, the patient had to be calmed down as much as possible, eliminating all irritating factors. That is why the structure of the hospital, its location, hygiene, and organization of the process inside were of great importance. The doctor knew that their city hospital was not yet ready to take on such a role, especially with the noise of the city all around. Here in the countryside, at the top of a wooded hill, in peace and quiet, patients would feel much better, and the treatment would have gone faster. His son's treatment would have gone faster. He would have arranged all of this for his son first. That way the boy would have stayed at home in a favorable atmosphere, and at the same time would have received the care he needed. But the doctor wanted to keep experimenting with his methods, and in order to do that, he needed a new ward. This would keep his son company, and also, as Alex soon noticed, could generate income for his family. So all of this specifically to help his son, at least at first. But it may have grown beyond that. Now, that philosophy is actually somewhat sound. The psych hospital nearby that I've explored in a bunch of videos, that was actually its original intent when it was founded in the late 1800s, because at the time, its location was kind of in the middle of nowhere off in the sticks, and the idea was that New York City was inherently bad for mental health, all the noise and bustle, and so just getting out into a relaxing atmosphere could do well for your mental health. Now, obviously that wouldn't help with, like, schizophrenia or other distinct medical mental illnesses, but in a lot of cases, it was actually helpful. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, I wanted to move on, but I knew there was going to have to be one in here. Let's try down the hall. Well, this one has been the least of a headache so far. Wait, look at that, those cobwebs are animated. That's sort of nice. More battery. And, okay, they are just vases. I was like, is that an urn? No key in the flower pot, defying the trope. But wait, was that key really just for a battery? Hey. I am so terrified of this enemy right now. Really effective horror game. So that's the other thing. Some of these are so low on scripting that it's really just on atmosphere that could even qualify as a horror game. We're really selective with our use of railings. Locked as well. Everything locked. We've still got a ways to go, I guess. And there's so much fog in the air that this thing really does just completely light the environment. Well, we were all the way on the top floor. And that's the issue with all of these games, is that ultimately they're pretty boring. I mean, we're having fun here laughing at the jank, but there's not really enough to them. The only one that was even close to being a game was The Prison. But I guess that's why they're sold as a bundle. These things really just aren't meant to be played by themselves, even for $1. Everything's locked. Literally everything. And here's the prison ward in the basement. With a prisoner still here! Well, they had all these assets, might as well use them, right? Can we talk to you? I guess not. Oh no. You've been overtaken by the same madness as the office workers in the first game. I've not retained the names of any of these games, by the way. Whatever good-intentioned treatments were being done here at the start, that clearly wasn't where this ended up. Okay, there's a key. Eventually, after the death of the owner, the hospital was resold to a private company, and so began the dark chapter of its history. Conceived as a good place, it turned into an abode of horror. Hospitals of this type were owned by the state, and their mission was not to cure sick patients, but to restrict their freedom. Those who did not please society and the regime were exiled there, not only those who were really sick. When a person came there, he had practically no chance to get out, because he was automatically declared incompetent, and they could do anything with him. And in a time of war and medical advancement, this was a very good thing. From whose perspective? There's a freezer. Sure thing, door. Where am I? No way! I'm locked in this room. This is another vision of mine. I'm going to stay in here. Wow, you ran the full gamut of possible reactions to this. I'm getting out. This isn't real. I'm staying. No, are we really staying here? Like, is that the game? I guess that was the game. Oh, okay. This is $1. This costs real money. This is something that I've noticed with a bunch of these so far, where they don't really end so much as just kind of stop. The ones that I could actually reach the ending anyway, because it really does feel like a lot of the time the developer just said, Okay, I'm bored, and just doesn't develop the game anymore and calls that concluded. None of these games are developed. It's always the very first draft. You know what these feel like? These feel like the gaming equivalent of those fan fictions posted to forums, where they come in, write like 3 poorly written paragraphs, and then say, okay guys, let me know what you think, might finish it later, and then they never do. Well, all good things must come to an end, and it seems we've finally reached our final game in the list. Which is hilarious because this video is probably less than 3 hours long at this point, and we played 7 games. But I can't think of a better way to end it than with one titled Spooky Shelter. Oh, this is going to be great. But hey, this one actually is notable for also having a DLC. $1, you get 21 1080p wallpapers that are all probably similarly AI generated. Now the other titles at least gave us some idea of the setting, but with this, I really have no idea what's in store. Oh, a gas station. I guess we're on a road trip in the middle of the eve morning? So many indie games have begun just this way, huh? I finally made it to the place, driving up to the gas station on the outskirts of town. I'd always been curious about the old orphanage where my childhood was spent, and finally I mustered up the courage to go there to see for myself. As it turned out, there was no gasoline and no people at the gas station. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. Well, hey, look at that! We have a premise and a setup! It only took 7 games, but we actually have some semblance of a story going in. Context. Let's take the flashlight off the hood of our car. That would roll off 100%. No gas at the gas station. How does that come about? At least the power's on. Get fit with Rage Fit. Murder Fit, Rage Fit, Wuss Drink. Oh, I'm sorry, these were the plus versions. Those have an extra teaspoon of sugar each. There's a burning candle on the counter of the gas station where the lights are on. Perhaps I interrupted some kind of summoning ritual? In other words, I interrupted the closing ceremony of every gas station. Huh. Oh, it was just a light switch. Oh, I got it, because at gas stations they have to give you the key to the bathroom. Paying customers only. Or customers who walked in while it was abandoned. Treating Rampage as act of terrorism. Buy some random newspaper, a reputable publication. Supermarket, thanks for shopping. So, I understand that a lot of these are assets bought or stolen from elsewhere, but you called my attention to that. You put the key on the hook. In fact, I likely would have missed that for a long time had I not stared at this in bemusement. Okay. There we go. Well, that's the back door. We do have limited battery, though. Wait, we have a different diary model, but the texture doesn't want to load in. You know, oddly enough, it's stuff like that that I am loving the most about this experience. Because I expected really incoherent storytelling and janky mechanics, but it's the little things. It's the fact that you can look at just about any little detail around and go, like, what did the creator mean by this? Well, I take it that's the orphanage. And I have to say, it does actually look weirdly imposing back here. You know, on its dirt road through the fence of a gas station. You could walk all the way down there. Oh yeah, something else I've noticed that I don't know if I've commented on, all of these games have like a random sound effects system, which by itself would be fine. Lots of good horror games have that. But they all use the same sound effects. That windmill is freaking out. This is going to be locked, isn't it? Yeah, we're not going to be able to get in. This place is like Fort Knox. Oh, never mind. I'm actually really quite surprised by that. Little night figurine on the radiator, or no, dehumidifier. Because dang it, we've got these assets and we're going to use them. Earlier I read a Steam review for one of these games that described these as basically a series of Hello World games. The kind of thing that was just meant to test if the developer could put something together, and that none of these should ever have been published. Not necessarily that they shouldn't have been made, but that they should have been used as stepping stones in order to develop their skills. But it seems here that they're not really developing their skills. Some things show a little bit of ambition. But right now we've seen the figure that's lurching around in the darkness. Okay, click number 5 or 6. We finally decided to try the door. So we can see the evil that lurks. As I approached the entrance, I heard a faint whispering voice that seemed to call my name. I tried to ignore it. It was probably the wind. I tried to go inside. Good thing we found a flashlight. Oh, and I guess the camera mechanic is back? Somewhat arbitrarily, I guess. Did we pick up any keys? No. Can we play the piano? Of course not. But I believe over here is where I saw that figure. Oh, now this is really reminding me of Pineview Drive. It even looks like certain sections. The silence, save for the footsteps, is somewhat creepy, though. Many rooms are locked and inaccessible. I hear a ghostly melody coming from behind one of the doors. I have to try to open it. It doesn't budge. Footsteps! Is there someone else here? I don't want to check it out. I need to hide. I think this locker will do. What are you talking about? Also, as before, I don't feel particularly threatened by this dark specter. And look, there's even recent remains of pizza. I mean, the way this was eaten is an absolute pizza crime, but you get the idea. TV playing static. Maybe that photo is a hint? This may just have been a place to hide. How's it hanging? The ghosts in these games are so patient. Oh, but at least there's some colorful yarn here. I really do think that this developer has the ability to make creepy games. I just don't think they see that as, you know, useful as far as profit per time. No? Wait. We can undeadbolt it. There we go. Open all doors. Oh, unfortunately, or actually very fortunately, you don't cross barriers or move your feet. But no, I was gonna say, the protective props aren't in the way. Well, this candle is protecting the toilet seat from being opened. Go upstairs from here. But we need to go on the hunt for some keys. And I think the most effective way, or at least the least time-consuming way to do that, will be to go floor by floor. You were locked. It is so aggravating having to click so many times to get the movement to register. We can open you from the opposite side. Oh no, you're a different door. Oh my god, come on. Really? This one doesn't work. It is so inconsistent what you can and can't actually do, given the model of a given asset. Alright, kitchen. We got more lighter fluid. And a lighter already in our inventory. Not that I've ever really seen any use for it. I think this is the third game to feature a lighter and maybe a camera. But once more, I'm not seeing anything. This is far more open than a lot of the previous ones. But I do kind of dig the layout. As I wander through the orphanage, I need to find some clue that might lead me to answers. Many of the rooms are locked and I can't get into them. There are strange noises coming from some of the doors again, and I decided to ignore them for now. Well, here's the thing. You keep describing noises, but I haven't actually heard anything. Maybe there's something on the table in the gazebo? Nope, just more finished food, or partially finished food. Everybody's always talking about ghosts and demons. I just want a grill for Pete's sake. That was a noise. That was a noise indeed. Nope, nothing over here. In fact, there's an invisible wall blocking me from getting close to the swings. I'm guessing what's happened here is there's just like a block hitbox around these things. I guess in the absence of anything else, we'll head upstairs. How's our battery doing? Could use something. For the first time, I actually don't have a ton, but I'm sure we can change that. I don't see anybody else patrolling around. These corridors are completely dark, and there were strange noises coming from behind closed doors. The air was soaked with dust, and the musty smell made me shiver. I heard a faint whisper that sent shivers down my spine. I need to see if, though I don't like it much, the room is locked, and maybe I can find a key nearby. That's alright, just keep finding Polaroid film so you can make memories. Hey, a sound effect. And some mannequin heads. And painkillers for in case you should actually happen to hit us for some reason. Actually, wait, can we light candles? Ah, we can. Not much reason to do so, but we can. Outside walkway. Okay. Well, if we can cleanse this place, this is definitely house goals. And we can probably, you know, it's finders keepers, right? That's how real estate works. I mean, that's how squatters' rights work, sort of, if you can manage to stay there for long enough. Come on. Anything of use, please. Anything. Are you still here? You seem to be gone. Oh, nope, there you are. I should have known you didn't have any abilities behind staying in your designated area. Alright then, let's see what's all the way upstairs. So we could start speculating on who this ghost is. Maybe like an old headmistress or something, or whatever you would call the head of an orphanage. I honestly don't know. We can potentially walk along this edge. I can't imagine it would be fruitful, though. I wonder if I actually take fall damage. Oh, that humming is just the lights. Okay. Is that a TARDIS? The building's broken. The building's broken and I am inside it all the way on the top floor. Also, the connectivity really leaves something to be desired. Look at you, barefoot in flames. And a note right there. Let me guess. Gone when I open the door? Going up to the 3rd floor, someone screams. It sounds like it's coming from a woman. I have to go to the sound. This room is on fire. As I peeked into the room, I saw the ghostly figure of a woman engulfed in flames. You maybe need to upgrade your skepticism card. That just looks like a woman engulfed in flames. Took you a minute, but you got there. We can't have the lunchbox, but look, I'm pretty sure that's an Edith Finch asset, as I've learned from several Emika Games games. Hey, give document. These papers said that they belonged to a burnt out... These papers said that they belonged to a burnt-out woman. As I read the pages, I learned that the woman had been falsely accused of burning down the orphanage and killing the children there. Apparently, the woman wanted revenge on those who had betrayed her, and I realized that I was one of them. Oh my god, that is hilarious. This is our description of what we found in these documents, but the documents themselves just read with our description. Well, okay, we were a ghost all along and this place wasn't really here and had actually burned to the ground years ago. So I guess the life that we had led leading up to us, like getting our driver's license and deciding to come back here out of nostalgia, was hallucinatory. Or something. I don't know. I love it when the stall game plays itself for me. Alright, we've been through most of the orphanage now, I think. And it doesn't actually seem like this is a very key-heavy game, which is actually a bit of a change of pace. The one that is most like Pineview Drive is the one that's least like it mechanically. Good talk. Was that intentionally left in? Room 13, and it's locked. Oh hey, this opens now. It doesn't do anything, but I can get the camera. Wait, am I gonna be able to... Wait, come on. So you're the burned woman. Cheese. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I know I saw evidence of a basement somewhere. Oh, hey, no, but wait, I just realized this is actually a huge thing for the developer. Because you don't appear to hit me from across the map. This is opening now. So many of these doors were having problems earlier. Well, on the bright side, there's not many places left to check. What was just going on? It was trying to, like, jerk my view around. Just one interconnected room after another. Is this where she would sit and read to them? God. It's little Kaylee Cenobite. And this door is also locked. So what am I looking for, man? There's another photo of a photo. Oh, wait, no, I could take that with me. Wait, I'm supposed to be taking these. I didn't realize I could pick them up. Well, both of those, for some reason, have the same exact thumbnail. It looks like we need to find this picture and take a picture, but I don't have a camera. Maybe there's one somewhere in the house. Okay, we do have more film to load up with. Okay, so this is the mechanic. There we go. Well, credit where credit is due. This game does at least have a mechanic. All right. Did that count? Oh, it's you! My favorite little buddy from 9 Child Street, and probably from elsewhere. So are you saying that that unlocks these doors? There's our key. And there's an actual scripted scare. Honestly, we're finishing with the best. Pound for pound, I do think this is my favorite of the bunch in terms of atmosphere, in terms of gameplay, really. Because it is ultimately just a key hunt again, but it's a lot more interesting to have to actually think about it and go on a scavenger hunt for an image rather than just an object. Have you gotten yourself stuck in the corner? I think you have. Alright, so this really easy game has just become even easier. Tell you what's not easy is finding this last painting. I can't. It's nowhere. We know it's got these red backgrounds. What happens if I jump down from here? Absolutely no loss of health whatsoever. So, you know, that's good. Wait, there it is! But it's in a different place. Wait, there's another one right here. Oh, right, we have a key. Oh, it's been so long I'd forgotten about it. I also ate dinner in the middle of this. And just like that, something's up. Oh, hey, it's the generic scare again! And now there's no way out. Well, we've got this right here. Maybe that'll open something for us? No? Oh my god. Oh my god! Yes, that's very scary. Very scary indeed. Oh, you're gone. A flash and a loud noise. The pinnacle of horror. I seem to recall taking a picture of what I was supposed to. What am I doing? Game? Hello? Oh my god. So, I had to look up a Let's Play for this one. You're supposed to take a picture of the clock. I don't know if there was anything to indicate that. But there we go. Will something open now? There we... What? God. First genuine, like, real heart stop of the entire series in one video. Low-res Bigfoot. Oh, slightly higher-res Bigfoot. He's getting an upgrade. Quick, stop him before he lays eggs. Eek. Maybe I need a picture of Bigfoot? Or that, or something. I have a limited camera. Oh, of course it doesn't come out. Once more consulted the Let's Play. Thank you, Ziggy the Adventurer. I have to credit you at this point. You have to run back down and do the exact same thing you've done over and over again to no result, only now, because you took a picture of the Bigfoot, which you were not prompted to do, now you come out. Decently cool sequence, I will say, but none of this was indicated anywhere. And that's like one of the biggest problems with these games, is that there is a complete lack of guidance. So now what? That will have hopefully opened something, right? Ah, actually everything in this hall is open now. Hey there! Oh, I guess it's a chase? Never mind. But that door remains locked. Locked. Open. Ah, your office. So, more battery. There we go. The classroom. This key to the 8th room. Okay, are you talking about a key that's in here somewhere, or are you talking about the one we just picked up? That's a really weird thing you said just there, unless that math problem is the key. That looks just like our diary, except the textures have loaded in. Okay, more stuff. All desperately needed at this point in time. So, oh, it literally says it's the key to room 8. All right. Just a droid. Oh my god! This is our classroom. We used to come here for class. The door is locked. We need to find the key. Yeah, it's the right one for this door. Frozen in place, not knowing what to do. The figure disappeared as quickly as it appeared. At times it really does make me think that it's just transcribing the text of a book. Okay, this one doesn't say anything. At least not on the right. Another note. After reading the note, I realized that the burned woman had once been a nurse in an orphanage, and that she had died in a fire many years earlier. Yet we got it. A whole bunch of broken glass. Got another... oh, a creepy photo. A group photo. With misshapen and warped faces. There's a conflict because I'm watching that Let's Play for reference again, and the events that happen at this point are simply not what's happening for me. So something is supposed to happen after you enter that classroom and then come back down, but he specifically says this door never opens, and then something starts happening once he reaches the end of the hallway. So what gives? I mean, maybe we could maybe try taking this picture now. There's a whole event that simply didn't trigger for me. Do I see something there? No, I thought I saw movement. Alright, well, we're in now. We can get some toilet painkillers, even though there doesn't seem to be health in this game as far as I can tell. Oh, there's a key right there as well. Okay, now we just start trying doors again. Actually, does it say key to room 13? Alright. So this game does at least tell you. Now, room 13, though, that's the one that was all the way across here. And that's another issue that I have with the design of these games, is that they're just built to be mazes. Something where, even when you know what to do, you're just going to spend a lot of time holding down Shift W and trying to snake your way through it. It's such artificially padded runtime. There we go. Maybe this was my room. I mean, we've already long established that this place isn't actually here anymore. And another drawing. Quite disturbing. Maybe picking that up will open up something new. Oh, there's a key over here. These things are so hard to see. Room 5. I think this might be the end. Let's see what's here. I don't believe a chair like this is standard issue for an orphanage. You haven't left us with much. There's another drawing. And yeah, I do feel that AI is definitely playing a huge role in this. Is that going to be the basement key? Yes. It's pretty much the one door we still haven't opened. I think by far the funniest thing about this game is the fact that it has a patrolling enemy, but it just sort of lazily shuffles around one small corner of the map, while the whole rest of this mansion is completely free to explore with no danger whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure she got stuck. This bundle really is the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? Wow, it's a swamp down here. Maybe we can fight Shrek like myhouse.wad. Which is a real thing that I just remembered happened. Could potentially use more battery. There's a medical setup. Now, I had noted before that there was a bed that looked like a hospital bed that was out of place in one of the rooms. It's even more out of place here. Hey, there's a door here. I'm not sure if it was here before, if it blended in or what. A medical ward. Cages with beds, large ovens. It seems to me that children were kept here. I remembered I was a child here. They kept me in these cages. She listened intently to your words, her eyebrows furrowed with concern as she delved into the disturbing details of your memories. As I spoke, she led you through the dimly lit room, her soft, reassuring voice soothing in the unsettling atmosphere. I remember the ovens, I said, shuddering at the memory. They would take children who were too weak or sick to survive and burn their bodies. It was horrible. The expression on her face became even more concerned, but she remained calm and focused as she listened to my words. Do you remember anything else? She asked, softly gliding you toward one of the cages. As you looked inside, memories came flooding back, making my heart race. I remember being locked in there, I whispered, putting my trembling hand on the cold metal bars. I was so scared and lonely. I guess it just went to title. So anyways, I was so scared and lonely. I didn't understand why this was happening to me. She squeezed your shoulder tighter, her dark eyes filled with sympathy and understanding. You were so brave, my child, she said softly. You survived the worst, and you're still here today. It is an incredible achievement. All right, sure. Well, we beat Spooky Shelter. It feels weird to say that stylistically and mechanically this was my favorite of the bunch, because that was just such a low bar to clear that I feel like after spending all day playing these, my scale is broken. The next game I play is going to feel like an absolute masterpiece, guaranteed. But anyway, that was the Horror Collection by Stunt. What I find is that a truly garbage game is rarely produced out of a lack of skill. Because with a lack of skill, there'll at least be some visible vision there. An idea that they had that they really wanted to bring and share with people, and there'll usually be something to appreciate. Here, it's just a pure lack of caring. How even if some of these might have a decent idea behind it, some premise that they wanted to work off of, it'll always be drowned in the fact that they're all designed to be just shoveled out as quickly as possible. They're going at a rate of like 1 or 2 games a month or something like that, and it's all flipped assets and AI-generated art, and in one case AI voices, but in most cases not even that. Just incoherent dialogue and an incoherent story with no setup and no originality whatsoever. I must say, though, that I really can't be too hard on it, simply because I got what I wanted out of it ultimately. It was so janky, so broken, so weird, that there were laughs to be had in just about everything. It was pretty fun to just take these small little packages and see just how much they could break under absolutely no pressure whatsoever. And if we look at their page, what other games have they made? A whole bunch of other things. You know, part of what made me think at first that maybe it was different developers under one banner was the fact that some of these look pretty different in terms of genre and of art style, but I guess if they're AI generated, that really doesn't tell you anything. Look, consider this video a warning, because when you search for horror games and see this bundle, it's probably really tempting. You might be like me and think, how bad can they be? Well, this bad. My scale for something to be so bad it's good is that it should be completely unintentionally broken, to where there's something to laugh at every minute, and I got that out of this. And come on, these are the kinds of egregious errors that you simply wouldn't see elsewhere. Like untextured terrain, clipping through objects, enemies that just stop chasing you or become invincible, games that are rendered impossible to beat by bugs, and here they are on the store anyway? Oh, how far Steam has fallen. And we don't even have to feel bad about it, because it wasn't out of trying and failing, but rather out of trying and completely not caring to the point of not smoothing over any of these obvious flaws. Consider it saying that I bought it so you didn't have to. Other than that, all I have to say is I hope you enjoyed this slight departure for the channel. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try any of these games out for yourself, that link will also be in the description, though I don't recommend it. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.